welcome or welcome back to the channel. I'm Hasini here. So if you're wondering who I am or if you're new here, I'm Hasini. This is the first step where we interview young achievers. We aim to inspire, motivate, and empower children. And a short introduction about me. I'm Hasini. I'm a TED speaker. I'm founder of the first step. And also I'm a freelance writer for the Hindu School Edition and a board member in Child Charter India. And the first step is supported by the CIT, the Chennai Institute of Technologies, which is the number 2 engineering college in Tamil Nadu, India. And without further delay, let's welcome our guest for today, Ayush Singh, who is a data scientist, a very big inspiration, if I have to say, a very good personality to interact with. I personally enjoyed, having this interaction, and I'm curious to hear from him. So, to give a quick introduction about him, he's the founder of a startup called Antern, where they provide courses, and he's very much put into programming, data scientist, very much passionate about it. And again, he's also a social influencer. He produces YouTube content as well. So this is a very small introduction. His talks are really inspiring. So I hope you find this interaction insightful to hear. So watch it till the end and let me know your views in the comments. So let's move on to the interview without further delay and welcome him. Hi Ayush, I hope you're doing good and safe.
Hello Hasini. First of all, thanks for inviting me over here. It's very nice to talk to you. Hi everyone.
So what really tempted you to get into data science, which is like a very vast subject to learn a lot from? So yeah, over to you to answer.
Okay, so data science is like, I think so, how I interested into this, it's not because that I want to get only in data science. I don't want to actually. So first of all, if I start my journey from the start, I would say that I explored various fields because maybe when I started, I was like, I haven't done anything in my life yet. No, I was just an average student in my school. Everyone is doing the same thing. I want to do something different. So I was doing different things as well, doing skating, playing guitar, it's various things. But I was not enjoying that. I just left all those things in between as incomplete. So I thought there is financial crisis, and then I started learning programming. And then after learning that, I was like, I want to earn money. That's the first thing. So I started with programming at that point, and then I was kind of okay. I was very much got interested in only 1 month because I was seeing that the goal was clear, that I will be becoming a data scientist. The goal was clear. So I just started, okay, I've made my own roadmap through my YouTube channels and through different YouTube channels by seeing the roadmaps and following that roadmaps. And I explored web dev, a little bit of Android dev, competitive programming, data science, and etc. So what kind of a interest given me in data science is working with the mainly because I was interested in mathematics and etc. So I was saying, okay, there is mathematics. This is my good field that I can opt for. So I just started learning that. There was a prerequisite as well. The prerequisite was too much about mathy kind of thing, that you should know linear algebra, calculus, discrete mathematics, and there are a lot more. So I just, okay, this is the challenge that I have to first face. So I faced that challenge, and I covered that challenge using Khan Academy. If you know about Salman Khan Academy organization. I learned maths from there, covering algebra 1, algebra 2, and that's interested me a lot. And then I worked with added machine learning, and then it's just interest that it's a statistical model. Very few students from class 9th had opted for this field and knows theoretical things as well. So I thought, okay, let's get into this and become a inspiration for most of the people. But I will talk about inspiration later on. It's kind of I have a different opinion about inspiration, but yeah, I think so. The statistical models, the mathematical models just interested me to go into this, and also the fame which I want to get is also interesting.
Right, because whenever you were so much attracted to something, right? You tend to learn a lot, you want to learn a lot, and that's where curiosity is created.
Exactly.
And automatically at some point you would realize that this is my passion, this is what I am eagerly interested in. And that's truly said. I agree with what you said. And now, to talk about your initiative, Artifacts. So how does this association work, and when did you find it, and for what cause you wanted to found this association, right? So yeah, over to you.
Um, it's I run Antern. I work at Artifact as a full-time data scientist. But Antern is an initial. It's a company. Okay, it's a startup that we are building up. It's kind of a, first of all, I was seeing that many of the, if you know, many of the companies or startups have their own courses, but they are selling in lakhs, and that I don't want anyone to do. And as a data scientist, I was seeing that they are not teaching the job ready skills that one require. Maybe if someone is third year, then, or maybe a student as well. So if someone is there, you should, after completing course, you should be feeling confident, and he should be very, very confident. But I think nowadays courses, okay, you done courses, not very much, because everyone knows, because courses can be dropped. Many people can drop that courses. So I think so. Courses should not be in lakhs that are there. No one, even a middle class, can't buy that. So I'm not going to buy lakhs of course. So what we have done is made a years of course, means 1 years of course, 2 years of course, at very, very, very low prices, maybe 250 rupees, 150 rupees. And actually we teach industry or job ready skills. Mainly I teach, and many we are a team of teams where we teach these uh, courses. And actually we know all of these. We already worked at various startups or companies, so we are teaching courses there. And end-to-end courses that I mentioned, that we are following the university kind of thing. We have so much of automatically graded assignment, and there are a lot more which are already made. And then this is our first product. The second product is uh, building building products. I can't reveal some of the products, but there is products that we are working on that can help education with the help of artificial intelligence, that can help various things that, with the help of artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality, and etc. So we have two currently running. First is the programs. Second is building our own product as a sub brand of our Antern. That's the thing. That's our Antern is an artifact
Great.
where I work. Artifact where I work.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, that's yet another amazing initiative, if I can say, because knowledge is something you have to give back to people.
Exactly.
So you learn it from somebody, and
Exactly.
you just have to give it back to the community, right? Yeah, we can move on. Now I want to talk on internships, right? So for me, internships basically, I tend to learn a lot, because there is a person to correct me even if I'm doing it right or wrong. If I'm doing it right, he or she would tell me how to improve my best. If I'm doing it wrong, that again, he or she would tell me how to correct. So you're free to do whatever you would want to do, and of course you tend to learn from people who are already into the field, who are experienced, right? So what are your thoughts on internships? Because basically people, right, there is a difference between going to courses, classes, than internships, right? If
Exactly.
you can tell.
Exactly.
So both people say that you have to pay in order to get any internships. It's again similar to classes. Why do you have to focus
Exactly.
on both? So if you had to give a talk back to that, and how did internships help you improve? So that'll
Okay,
be
great. I work as a data scientist intern at Artifact, and I think one of the best internship that I ever done, with so much of flexibility and learning opportunity, is very, very, very big. Uh, I work under the one who has already done masters, who has years of experience working in MNCs, and has a lot of best practices. And actually, it is a startup with funded startup, Actually, as an intern, I have a good amount of opportunity in front of me. If I am going into some other MNCs, I would have not gotten a good amount of opportunity to make a meaningful impact in a company. That's the first thing. So in Artifact, I'm doing the meaningful impact with learning opportunity every single day. I learned some of the best practices about data science. I learned why data scientists should focus on data part rather than modeling part. Why this term 80% of the data scientists of their time is spent on the data rather than modeling. I proved that thought. I saw it's a proof in general while I'm doing my work. I worked on cloud skills, which I was not knowing. I worked on SQL, which I was not comfortable with. So I learned a lot of technologies and implemented my own technologies, whatever I know. And when you have a mentor, I was thinking, okay, I don't have any mentor. I don't have to ask him until and unless I want to try myself the best as I can. And at the end, I will ask him to give me suggestions. If I stuck anywhere, he will guide me. He will not even code anything. He will say to do this. He will say to try this out. And if you try this out, you will learn a lot. I learned debugging skills. I was very bad at that when I joined Artifact. And actually, I think that internship is very, very good, and it can be very, very bad, of course, if you pay. If you paid, you are doing classes, and you are paying it, and someone is trying to do this work. You copy from the internet, do the work, and give it to him. That's the first thing, and he will check that work. Okay, you are done. Give one or two suggestions. With, of course, they are taking pay. But in my case, the internship are paying me because I'm doing their work. I'm doing their work. Actually, I built question answering model, fragment classification project, and a lot more projects which have already been done. And I feel they are benefiting me from them and from myself, and I'm also benefiting from themselves. They are giving a good pay that I can very comfortable, and also they have a good flexible schedule. They are in US based startups, so when I sleep they work, when they work I sleep. That's the situation. But I still work at 1 a.m. with them so that I could get a chance to work I work at a late night so that I can get a chance to work with them. And I'm very amazed. The founder, whatever, everything is equal. I'm intern, everything is equal. IFC, and I love Artifact working at that. I love it as an intern.
Okay. Now, again, let's talk about you. So we know you as a data scientist, as an entrepreneur who has ultimate strategies, mentioned that, and who's an inspiration to many other people, including me as well. I learned a lot from you in this conversation. So besides this, what do you usually do? Because you have school stuff to work on as well, right? So how do you manage that? What are your other hobbies which you like doing, which gives you happiness? So yeah, over to you.
Currently, when I go to school, school is also good for holistic growth as well. It teaches you discipline. It teaches you to have it teaches you to make friends as well. Friends are also good for holistic growth. Good friends required in anyone's life. So I think that friends also require. So when I go to school, I learn a lot, as well as I refresh my previous knowledge. I'm in class 9. I already completed my class 9 mathematics, physics. So that's why I'm learning calculus, linear algebra, every completed. So I go in sequence. So I think that it refreshes my knowledge previously. And of course, my favorite subject is becoming history. I don't know why, because previously I was not, because I was used to memorize history previously after when I haven't started with programming or etc. But now I feel it very, very much interested in history, talking about what Hitler do, and a lot more which are there. So I think history, I like reading a lot, maybe some entrepreneurship book, podcast of various people. Mainly people will not see me watching podcasts. I see in very silent way where I can listen them actually, because I want to listen each and every word that they are saying. And one of the favorite hobbies of mine is to read, to watch podcasts of the great people, and have fun as well.
Right, amazing. So, yeah, of course. See, let me tell you one bitter truth. When we had offline schools, because children would say sarcastically, Mama, I don't want to go to school. I hate school.
Exactly.
Now, after 2 years of pandemic, no, I'm bored. Literally,
Exactly.
yeah. So we realize that, and of course, even though people say that science is my favorite subject, at some point you know, okay, no, this is what I want to focus on. I really, I didn't want to do maths because I'm doing it. It attracted me to do it. So for
Exactly.
you, history is your favorite subject as far as for me as well. I love history. I love psychology. So even if I'm going to take, in something, if I have to choose something, I go for humanities and psychologies and economics probably, right? So because it attracted me to it, right? He took entrepreneurship. You think why? Because he wanted, like, he's forced into get into it. No, he liked doing it, and
Exactly.
he's passionate about it, and that's why he got into entrepreneurship. And he was curious to know what it actually is. It's not about making money. It's not about you know like selling something, getting profit out of it. No, it's about learning. It's way more than that. So the same thing works with me as well. I didn't get into public speaking because I was forced to. It's because I was interested. It's because I was curious to know what a public speaker does, how he or she is an inspiration, how he or she could spread knowledge using their skills, right? So it's a hidden talent which was in him. It was a hidden talent which was in me, which we eventually found out, and of course our parents was our support to develop it, and now we can spread knowledge to many other people for them, right, to start. So happy to know about that. So yeah, thank you so much for accepting. And now one last question, and we can probably wind up. So I want you to talk about your future plans, of course. Also for Antern, anything you particularly want to develop from this point, because as far as what I've observed, any person you never want to stop. Now, for example, let's say you are the number two company in the whole world. You don't want to stop here, right? You of course
Exactly,
want to
man.
get into the top, right? Even if you're in the top, again, you want to be the best.
Yeah,
There's never
exactly.
for an
Exactly.
entrepreneur, right? For an entrepreneur, especially, there's nothing called perfect. Always you want
Exactly.
to be better. If you
Yeah.
have 10 crores today, you always want to make it to 50 crores. I'm
Exactly.
not telling that will happen in a week or 10 days.
Yeah.
You work for it, that happens. So,
Yeah.
in that point of view, I would want to know that. And also, if there is something you'd want to change in this society, because I noticed you talking about, India, comparing it to US or China, which is way more better. Like, even the society, opportunities people get to explore there, that's especially children and teenagers like us, way more than, if I can say, because if you go there, see, they have way more opportunities than what it is provided in India. If you're gonna ask somebody in India, what do you want to do, after once you finish your career? I want to go to USA, settle there. Why? Because it's has more fame. People are more successful there, right? So if there's something you want to change in this society, it doesn't particularly have to be about this criteria alone. Anything else as well, it's your opinion. So what would that be? And if you have a solution for that, of course you can share. So these are my two questions then.
Okay. Sure. My future plan in Antone is to grow our team as well, to help people more, to build product that actually matters using the recent technologies like AR, VR. Where in India, I don't think AR, VR is so much popular as of now, but still it's one of the amazing domain that we are working on. Artificial intelligence, we will develop some AI products, amazing AI products we are working on as well, and taking business leaders to, taking better decisions using artificial intelligence and giving to the business leaders that people want. So that's my business plan of Anton that we are still working on, and we are going at a very good pace. We are not blitzscaling. If you know what blitzscaling means, if you have a if you have studied economics, people as a resource. If you have finance capital, and if then you can do blitzscaling. I will not talk about that entrepreneurship topic, but my future plan is to grow Anton with some of the recent tech. Second is I want to get into good colleges, MIT, Oxford, Harvard, any of these. and of course IIT, and everyone wants to give the exam. So I will give an exam of IIT, but I want to get into MIT or Oxford, Stanford, one of my favorite universities that I want to get. And and this is this my basic future plan. And next thing about what I want to change in society is, I will tell you one incident is in my comment of one of the video who has got lakhs of views in few days. Just he was telling, like, Indian education ministry has not allowed you to learn machine learning. It has not allowed you to learn artificial intelligence. You are just ruining the Indian education ministry. NGO should come and stop you from learning machine learning and etc. He was telling, and you kids are just ruining your society and a lot more. So it was clearly visible that he was jealous. But still, it's a problem that if I'm 14, so I teach people, I know machine learning. What parents will do? Some parents will force their child to learn. Of course, it's general. I was also taught from my parents, like, hey, this guy is getting 80 out of 80. See, comparison, a great comparison is being made. So that's the thing that I want to remove. Every child is unique. Maybe it can have a good painter, a good poeter, and be anything. Not, of course, AI. In every field, the opportunity is enormous. Just you need to be curious and passionate about that, and that's the first thing. So I want to remove these things about I'm ruining my life. How I'm ruining my childhood? It's of course not. You are a public speaker, you write. Are you ruining? Absolutely no. You are learning and you're very happy, very, very happy with it. And no one cannot say you that you're ruining. Even no one cannot say me that I'm ruining. Who are you to judge? You are no one to judge. So I think that many of the people who are jealous, like, hey, these kids are doing, etc. People say that you all are doing like graduate or PhD kind of thing. So I say, if a 14-year can do, then why cannot 20 or 25-year can do? It's of course, if 14-year has it's a basic nature that if 14-year can do, then anyone can do that. It's a proof that age is just a number. So I think that this is the first thing that I want to highlight from the YouTube comments. So I want to solve this by proving themselves. Of course, it will go at some point. Many of the companies are just hyping coding. Coding is, if someone is passionate, he will do it. No one is going to force him. If you want to force him, then of course after you will force one day, you will force second day, you will force third day, and fourth day he will leave that. So I think that this is the craze that is being over and over, that you should learn coding. And also there is a craze of making coding down in front of kids. Many of the great software engineers saying that you should not learn coding at your age. If someone is enjoying, for example, you are a public speaker, a writer, that you enjoy it. And I'm a coder, a programmer, I enjoy it. Is there any difference? I don't think is there any difference. You write, I write, it's the same. But you write other things, I write other things. It's very simple. So people consider your work as a hobby, coding as not a hobby. Both are the hobby. It's basis upon hobby. It can become anything. If you are liking that, then you can do that. Okay. So that's the thing that I want to change. And this is the highlightion. And of course, parents should not force it. Every child is unique. Just give them a chance to explore. They will definitely do wonders in their life.
Agree with that totally. And yeah, it's true. Nice meeting you. All the best for all of your future endeavors. Thank you so much for accepting an invitation. And I hope you had fun as well. And I learned a lot. This is like one of my best interactions I've ever had. So thank you so much. And I hope the people found it interesting and insightful to hear. So if you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and also comment down below if you enjoyed thoroughly and any one message, because today we've just talked on various topics, but end of the day we come to a conclusion on branding, how an entrepreneur could truly be successful, how he or she, faces a lot, how he can overcome it. If you closely notice, it's more like an inspirational content which we have produced and more awareness creating on data science. So, one particular statement which you found both of us talking and how you find it interesting and insightful here, please comment that down below. And that should be a wrap for today. Signing off, it's Ayush Singh here and Hasini. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.